07 StarCitizen. Onyx facilities, the missions, and of course Geist Armor farm. We want to have this armor, we want to get it now because next patch most likely the armor pings coming in. So then this armor actually gonna have to use because you're gonna be undetectable with the ping, and so you want to get this as well. The missions itself for the Onyx are very much straightforward. You follow these assignments, they work quite good. The first three are the first two are super simple, they are very on the surface as well, you don't need to go deep. You have a minimal amount of enemy encounters. Then the third one, you need to do some plumbing, so you either bring an SRT tool or you just print it down in the location where everywhere there is some stuff where you can print. And after this, a bit more challenging mission assignments are coming. This is for the data retrieval, and they're all mainly challenging because you encounter an incredible amount of enemy that will make sure that you don't get there. But with the right loadout and with the right armor and everything, you'll be very good to go. As I described on other places before, you need to bring an armor that is very strongly radioactive protective and has a really good scrub rate. So I recommend 50k plus armors with a scrub rate of 200 and plus. This is the DCPS armor I'm wearing here. He has a scrub rate of the radiation rate of 52,000 and a scrub rate of 240. So you can go even into the engineer score, and I never ever use any of the decon pens at all because these ones are actually as protective as a hazmat suit, but they are a combat armor. So with QL's DCPS armor, it's really worth going for. There are other armors who have similar stats. The Morozov, even the Pyromancer is a very good armor, but for this in particular, what we're here doing, it's not useful. So make sure check your stats of your radiation protection because this is absolutely relevant. You can do it without it with a lot of decon pens, but decon pens as well heighten your blood drug level a lot by 10% per shot, which is a big amount considering how much other medical preparation you need, especially if you solo these things. If you solo it, yes, it's doable, it's possible. In general, just slow down and make sure you got everything and everyone down before you actually do something. Even if you can find very good and nice new energy weapons in this build, we have the Zenith sniper rifles. I still run my P8SC ballistic build together with a P6LR. Both have tweakers on the cyan compensator in the front, the tweaker compensator size 1 for the P8SC and size 2 for the P6LR with a nice scorched Delta 1 scope on the P8. Of course, the laser pointer underneath it is just especially useful for the P8SC as it reduces the spread a lot, and with this and a lot of ammo you are good to go. If I go down for the ammo farm, I usually have my standard load with 17 P8SC magazines and at least 8 magazines for the P6. I can do a good run for the a good loot run I can do. For the missions I need even less, but for a loot run that's the minimum. I usually bring 2 or 3 of them, of those loadouts with me, and I put them in the storage at the facility. This is on the side a good note to know. In the facility, if you exit the game, you will spawn back in the facility. Not if you die, not if you're injured, you won't, but if you just exit and you need to stop and have a break and do something else and come back later, you can do that and you will just respawn like when you respawn on a station where you the last time called the ATC. That's where you're gonna get back. So that's a pretty cool thing. That's something to keep in mind. So if you don't have the pressure of doing it all at once. So let's get into some more details. From the third mission on, you need to do first to do the plumbing, and then you need to defeat this little worm here. I think this is no spoilers anymore, everybody knows it by now. To do the plumbing, you print your SRT, your cambio tool, and you add important a magazine that is actually filled with scrap, otherwise you can't repair. So if you put in an empty, you can salvage, but you can't repair. For in order to, yeah, you need materials to repair, obviously. So that's the whole thing works. And then you patch this thing, and then you can download the data and bring this back to Port Tressler. Super simple. Work comes up, pick up those Valakur juveniles, or is it adult? No, it's adult Valakur cars, tools you can get from there. Put it back, put it in storage, do whatever you want with it, be happy for them that you got them. Yeah, it's always good to bring those collectibles. If you go on then further on, we do upload and data. And this is, well, straightforward. It's just past the worm, we go up the stairs, and we can grab it from there and as well receive that blade, and we're good to go. As we need to upload data in the core, that is a bit more difficult, and this is definitely the most challenging part. To do this together is a lot simpler because the chance that you could get incapped while doing that is huge, because you face a lot of very powerful, very good elite enemies that will hit you hard when they hit you. So yeah, bring someone, or as I said, if you solo it, slow down and do it slowly. Don't run into any room, clear out any room as if your life depends on it, and then you're good to go. Here the sniper rifle, whichever is your favorite, definitely comes in handy, as you need to shoot a lot of them because they're on the bottom of this part and on the top of this part, so you have to ensure to take them all out. And then you go in, you grab you put this blade into there, and you upload the data, and then you retrieve this well to Port Tressler, which then completes. With that, you've completed all the missions, and then 4 missions are opening up, and you can keep on redoing them. And this is definitely then a good way to farm, because otherwise you have to fly manually to a landmark. But with having those missions, you can go straight and jump to the jump beacon that is there. Yes, now let's get into the farming of the Geist Armor, our stealth armor. So there are different layers where you actually can get them. There are different levels throughout this whole facility. At the end of the engineering facility, you will find the core. There are 3 boxes where you can get them. Usually there are 3 different colors in there. There are in total 5 colors in total that you can get. So this is forest, desert, whiteout, standard one, and rogue. Okay, or is it 4? I never pick up the rogue, so rogue, I don't like the red, so I don't know, maybe it's 3. Well, I only have 3, so it's 4. Yeah, let's assume it's 4. Rogue really doesn't count for me, but it's still there, but I think it's so. And the cool thing is, as soon as you're at the end and you picked up your course, you just go to the elevator and you have a transition straight over to the research wing, and I highly recommend that first you go out into the lobby, go back to your personal kiosk and drop out your stuff out of your backpack, because this stuff needs a lot of space. And the backpacks, you can't put in your backpack a backpack, so there is a lot of carrying or moving it around back and forth needed as well, because some locations drop a lot of those backpacks. As we are back in the research wing, we have these different levels where to go for. So we find the arm crates, we find in the animal labs, and there are different parts of the animal labs, and to reach that we need to go through the Xeno technology floor and the gravity lab to reach it. We've passed through that by doing the mission, so we will find that by now you will have a good sense where to get what. So this is another thing why it's good to do the mission first, to get a sense of this place, and you find ways to navigate through. And remember, there are holes up in the wall where you can get into special rooms and find some additional loot, so keep an eye out on those little Easter eggs, what you can get there. Some of the crates you find of the arms you find as well in the locker rooms. Some of you find in the lab room, and others you find in storage of a cupboard, so different places to get. The leg crates are the same room as the arms, and the helmets are on the very bottom of the research wing, where you have to call the elevator and where you have to expect a big amount of enemies. So I hope with all that information you might go through all this stuff. If you have any additional questions, please let me know in the comments, and I see you out in the world. So 7 StarCitizens.